Yo, what's up, everybody? We're the boys. We're making noise. Welcome back to episode 6 of the podcast.
We want to shout out all the people that commented, which is just Peyton Flannery, but big shout out to Peyton for always commenting and being a loyal fan. Let's try to get the comments up next video and see what we can do.
Yeah, and also a quick shout out our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Boyz Makin Noise. Make sure you go follow those and give us a quick shout out if you can.
And yeah, we just started a new YouTube channel at Boyz Makin Noise. You guys should definitely check that one out and comment.
Yeah, so in today's episode, we're going to recap Thursday night's game and give our predictions for Sunday. Guys, we saw the Denver Broncos play the New York Jets this Thursday.
Well, good thing is they had their quarterback situation figured out.
They don't. Matter of fact,
Wait.
Drew Lock.
Who's that coach for the Jets?
Well, you may not know him.
Isn't he a really good coach, though?
He's probably the worst coach in all of football at any level, high school, college, junior varsity, anything. Adam Gase, another bad week for the Jets, 0-4. But yeah, let's talk about the Hunter quarterback. Drew Lock got hurt. He's done. Jeff Driscoll last week, all right, didn't play so hot. They started Brett Rippin this week. Brett Rippin.
Wow. And speaking of quarterbacks, let's talk about the Jets quarterback situation. We saw Joe Flacco come into the game. Joe Flacco.
We did. Sam Darnold got hurt briefly. I believe it was a shoulder sprain. He said he was all right, so he came back in. But, yeah, that was crazy.
Well, let's talk about the old man. Joe Flacco comes in for two passes and completes both of them.
Yeah.
2 for 2. What a stat by Joe.
I mean, we all know Sam Darnold's still the guy. He has so much talent. Dude, that run was ridiculous.
Sam Darnold can be the biggest guy in the world. It doesn't matter if Adam Gase is your head coach of your football team.
That's a fair point.
I mean, we can talk about quick shout out to Blake Berry. Thanks, Sam Darnold's top 5 quarterback in the league right now. How are we feeling about that?
Crazy.
It's not bold predictions yet. It's not. I do want to talk about Sam Darnold on that run. He looked like he was running out of New York.
Lamar Jackson.
He said, Adam Gase, I don't want to play for your team anymore. I'm running away.
Wow.
That's what he said.
I mean, the guy's best receiver is Jamison Crowder.
Jameson Crowder had over 100 yards this week, and he's a former Duke Blue Devil. Let's calm down on that.
But he is not a number one receiver.
Yeah, he's had a good start to the season, though. Week 1, he had over 100 yards and had been hurt until this week. Had another 100-yard gain. I do want to quickly talk about Brett Rippin, though, seriously. Boise State guy set records for their conference in college football. He was great. His first career start. Look, he didn't throw, he threw one pick early on, and then he threw a pick on back-to-back drives.
He threw 3 picks.
Yeah, well, he threw a pick on back-to-back drives, one being a pick 6. But other than that, I know that sounds bad, but other than that, I thought he looked really well.
Dude, he started off so great, that touchdown pass. And
yeah.
then it went to shambles.
The first career touchdown for Jerry Jeudy. So that was cool to see.
Yeah, that was a heck of a catch.
Yeah, dude, he mossed him. And then Melvin Gordon this game, look, don't be too crazy about the numbers because they don't really tell the whole story. He broke one out, 40-plus yard touchdown near the end.
Yep, at the end of the game to basically seal the deal.
Absolutely, that was clutch. But other than that, he had struggled some of the night. He had another big run, and outside of those two, they really couldn't get the run game going, and that put a lot of pressure on Rippin. So,
I mean, Rippin, his best target was Tim Patrick.
Wow.
Yep.
He had over 100
about
yards.
18 yards.
I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of this guy.
Tim Patrick, yeah, he came on decent late last year and helped them, and I guess now injury to Sutton, that was just another breakout game for him, so that's awesome.
I do want to touch on Noah Fant. We were high on him all week 1. He's kind of slowing down, Noah Fant. 5 receptions, 35 yards, averaged about 7, which isn't bad, but
I mean, we got to think
more.
their quarterback situation sucks right now. So, you can't really blame that on Noah Fant. I think it's more the quarterback situation, not being able to find the tight ends.
Well, Corbin, their quarterback situation does suck. They're playing Adam Gase. They're playing Adam Gase, Corbin.
Look, I'm going to give my defensive shout-outs. Bradley Chubb, he actually had his first sack of the season. Ended up with 2.5 in this game. Also, Josie Jewell had 2 sacks. It was his first sack of the season. Man, they look good, man, that D-line. And remember, that's a D-line with Novon Miller, too. So, but, yeah, Thursday night's game, dude. I don't know. I mean, it was ugly, but it was a close one. And I thought it was a fun one to watch. So, moving on from that, let's make some predictions for Sunday. So, to start, Saints and Lions in Detroit. What do you guys think?
I mean, Saints have been on a terrible streak here as of recently, but I just don't see them beating the Lions, so I'm going to take the Saints. I think Drew Brees his time might be up for the Saints. I don't think that Drew Brees is the greatest quarterback that he once was.
You know what? Real quick, guys, if you don't mind, I want to give a shout out to Payne. He did make a comment about that in the comment section. Said, "Is it time for the Drew Brees era to be done?" That's a little much.
Well, I'd have to agree with it.
You got to be kidding me, right?
Drew Brees hasn't thrown a pass over 35 yards, and I don't want
I
to
mean,
hear
you got
anything
to
about
think
his receivers.
it's still like we're going into week 4
Exactly, yeah.
of a long football season. I think this is actually a good chance for Drew Brees to maybe have a breakout game. The Lions aren't that great. I have the Saints winning this one, and I think Drew Brees actually plays pretty good.
We got to remember, no Michael Thomas again this week. That's his favorite target. So for him to be out, that really hurts Drew Brees. I got to go with the Saints. Not a big one, but I do got to go with the Saints in a close game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with you both. I'll go with the Saints. Remember, the Lions coming off a win against Kyler Murray in Arizona, so I think they're going to be a little high off that one and not play as well. On the road, I'll still take the Saints. So, next game, we'll see a little bit of Tom Brady. The Chargers going to Tampa Bay to play the Bucks. What do you guys think?
Well, Leonard Fournette's out this week, if you guys didn't know.
If you make another prediction about Leonard
Well,
Fournette.
he's out. He's out this week.
Chris Godwin is also out.
Wow.
Wow. So we got any Chargers?
And I want to say Scotty Miller, who has been a great connection with Brady so far, is questionable. So we'll see where that goes.
So who's going to take the Chargers here, boys? Who's taking them?
It won't be me. I'll safely say the Buccaneers going to get this one. Take Tom Brady.
Yeah, I got to say the Buccaneers are going to roll through the Chargers this week. I think they're just too good.
Give me the Buccaneers. Blow them out. Not even close.
Looks like I'm going to be the one
Wow.
to take the Buccaneers because the Chargers aren't going to beat the Buccaneers. So I'm going to have to go with the Bucs even with fighting their injuries.
Okay. Guys, let's talk about our Cincinnati. If there was a game that they've had a good shot at winning this year, it's got to be this one. Jacksonville Jaguars going to the jungle. Who do we got?
Who they?
I mean, we can't forget that the Jaguars also live in the jungle, so it's not a new environment for them.
Great point, Fletcher.
But I'll tell you what, they're not the king of the jungle. The Bengals are winning this
The
one.
Tiger is the Lion is
I've
the
picked the Cincinnati Bengals every single week. And eventually I'm going to have to be right. So I'm going with the Bengals. Not because I think they're going to win, but just because eventually I'm going to be right.
He brings up a good point. Even if they win 2 football games, you're going to be right on 2 of them. I'm picking the Bengals too, but I actually do think that we're going to pick up our first win and beat the Jaguars. Minshew didn't look great last week, but obviously he's a good quarterback. James Robinson's going to be a problem for our hurt defense. We have Logan Wilson out, the Bengals. Geno's still out. So fighting injuries, but I think the offense really picks it up this week for the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Bengals again, and I believe they are actually having fans in Cincinnati,
They
if
are.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's either 6,000 or 8,000.
Yeah, so about normal Bengals game, about the normal amount of fans that are going to be there. But yeah, I got the Bengals. I think the fans actually play a factor in this game, even though it's like 6,000 to 8,000. I think Joe Burrow's going to have another good game. He hasn't really disappointed at all this season. And I think A.J. Green gets going a little bit too. I know he's been off to a little rough start. Bengals fans are a little shaky on how he's performing, but I think he has a good game.
Yeah, I think the thing about the 6,000 to 8,000 fans, limited capacity, that's still probably more than they usually get. Okay, so we'll see. But you know what? I'm on contrast to Trey. Trey's took the Bengals just about every week so far. I have not took them yet. I will this week. I think they get their first one of the season. They're favored by 3 right now. We'll see, but I'll take Joe Burrow this week.
For our next game on Sunday at 1 o'clock, Vikings-Texans. Vikings almost brought out their first win. They have Dalvin Cook last week go off, and we said they need to get the rush game going to win. Texans starting out 0-3.
Yeah.
And I do think the Texans pick up their first win and drop out the Vikings to be 0-4.
Yeah.
I think Deshaun Watson plays good. He finally plays up to his potential. I just don't think the Vikings can beat Houston.
2 struggling teams going up against each other. I know we've talked about Deshaun Watson a lot, and we're kind of waiting for him to be himself. I think if he's going to be himself, this is the game that's going to happen. I don't see the Vikings defense being able to put up with Deshaun Watson for 4 quarters of football. So I'm going to have to take the Texans in this one.
I mean, these got to be the best the two best 0-3 teams, right?
Agree.
So, with that being said, I got to go with my boy Deshaun. He was on my fantasy team last year. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I got to go with him. I think he's going to play great football, over 300 yards, a few touchdowns. We'll see a little resurgence from Deshaun.
Yeah, in my mind, these were both teams that had playoff hopes, and they were both definitely capable of making the playoffs. It may be a little limp, but I'm going to say whoever loses this game, officially, I would say they're out of the playoffs. I mean, even through 4 weeks, it's hard to start 0-3. It's a lot harder to start 0-4 and make it. So this is a big week because I think whoever loses this is gone. I agree with you guys. I'll take Deshaun. I'll take the Texans. I said they win by maybe a touchdown.
Speaking back onto what Nico said, there's only been 2 teams in the history of the NFL that have made the playoffs starting 0-3.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so it will be hard. But going on to our next game, also on Sunday, 1 o'clock, Seahawks-Dolphins. I mean, I think you're out of your mind if you pick the Dolphins. Russell's been playing great. You could argue that he's the MVP this year. So, I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks. DK and his connection are just going to go crazy again.
Yeah, I agree. I think the deep ball connection between Russ and DK are insane. Hopefully, DK is a little smarter with the ball after he catches the deep ball this week. I don't see the Seahawks losing to a terrible Dolphins team. I think it's obvious that the Seahawks are going to win this game, not even close.
Even if this game – so let's say the Seahawks – we all know they're going to put up a bunch of points. Let's say their defense doesn't show up like they usually do. Can the Dolphins put up as many points as Russell Wilson?
No.
Exactly. They just can't. That's why you got to go with the Seahawks.
Look, fellas, last week,
Don't get me started, Heister.
Fitzmagic had a great game.
Don't even say the
Jacksonville
Dolphins have a chance.
Picked up their first win. He looked great. The Dolphins look great. This leads me to believe they may not lose by 30 this week. I'll take Seattle. No doubt about it. Easy.
That's funny, Heister. I thought you were about to pick the Dolphins.
God, no.
Going on to the next game, Browns-Cowboys.
Oh.
Good
This
little
can be a
matchup
good
here.
one.
I'm interested to see what Corbin takes here, but I picked the Cowboys. They don't always win, but I'm about to go with them again this week. The Browns have a lot of talent. Like, they have such good players. They look really good on paper. Same with the Cowboys. They always look good on paper every year. But I just don't think the Browns have what it takes to beat the Cowboys this week.
I agree with what Hunter said, but might be a little biased. I'm actually going to take the Browns in this one. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence. Baker is swaggy right now.
Yeah, you gotta love swaggy Baker.
And they
swaggy,
have
confident Baker can do anything he wants.
Yeah, I think in order for the Browns to win this game, the 2 things you need to beat the Dallas Cowboys is a steady run game, and you need to be able to rush the passer. And the Browns have been doing that the past 2 weeks. They're rolling on offense. They're rolling on defense. I think the Browns take this one, even though it is in Dallas. It's going to be a really fun game to watch. It might be a little bit of a bold prediction, but I got the Browns.
I got to agree with you there, Corbin. Give me the Browns. I don't know at this point if the Cowboys know how to win football games. The Browns are going to get up, and the Cowboys, they're going to claw back in it as they always do, but the Browns are going to pull it out in the fourth quarter. Give me Baker.
I'll take America's team. Give me Dallas. Honestly, I really like Dak Prescott. I think he's an elite quarterback. Seriously, I think he's very good. I think Zeke's gonna have a good day. I don't know, dude. I don't see Cleveland running like they have been so far. We'll see, but I'm gonna take Dallas in this one.
Cardinals, Panthers.
Arizona. Kyler, bounce back week. He had 3 interceptions this week. I think he maybe has 1 this week. Teddy Bridgewater, Mike Davis, Robbie Anderson, they're not enough if they all go off. I think Arizona's coming back determined. D-Hop has arguably looked like the best receiver in the league this year. I'll take Arizona.
I don't think that I could have agreed with Nico more. I don't think the Panthers stand a chance. Arizona's got to be upset they didn't start 0-5. When they were literally projected to be 0-5. They take their first loss to the Lions, who were on an 11-game losing streak. So Arizona's coming back with a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to absolutely blow the Panthers out of the water.
We don't know about D-Hop. He's a game-time decision.
Oh.
However, even if he doesn't play, I still got to go with the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's too much. Last week, we got to admit, he was off. We could say that. He had 3 picks.
Yeah.
But in the end, you got to go with the Cardinals. They're just a better football team.
Agree.
Yeah, Arizona Cardinals. Next question.
Oh.
Colts going into Chicago. Let's not forget, Mitchell Trubisky is not starting for the Chicago Bears. It's going to be Nick Foles going up against the Colts.
The Bears advance to 4-0 on the year. Colts defense obviously looked great last week. He did play Adam Gase and Adam Gase's offense.
You know who else looked great?
Who?
Nick Foles' offense.
Nick Foles' offense looked great. I think this is going to be a really good kind of bad game to watch. Two, teams. But, I mean, these teams are good. Colts defense and Bears offense. But I'm going to take the Bears. They're going to start 4-0 on the year. Nick Foles is going to come in. He's not going to throw 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter again, but he's going to compete and he's going to win this football game. He might throw a few picks, but he will win the football game.
This is a Colts matchup. The Colts, great running team. We know what Phillip Rivers can do. Their defense is great. I think Nick Foles, when he comes in as a backup, he always plays lights out. But I feel like when he starts, it's not the same Nick Foles. Give me the Colts. The run game's too strong. Defense is too good.
Yeah, as much as I want to say the Bears start out 4-0, I just don't think it's realistic that the Chicago Bears start out 4-0 against this Colts defense. Give me the Colts. I think their defense is too powerful.
Yeah, honestly, this is a tough one, but I'm going to take Indianapolis too. You're going to be the only one to take the Colts or the Bears this week. Xavier Rhodes is having a resurgence season. I mean, he was god-awful last year. Whoa. Very overpaid. No, he was. And he's looked great this year. I agree. The Colts are going to run it all over him. Nick Foles, Trey couldn't have said it better. I mean, you could seriously put him up there for one of the greatest backups ever. He's not as good as a starter. I mean, he was rocking the black visor and looking good last week, but not this week. So I'll take the Colts.
Yeah, moving on to the Ravens headed to Washington.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and skip this one. So.
Honestly, I think we all have the Ravens. Did I see that Chase Young is actually out?
I believe Chase Young is out. That is correct.
Okay,
yeah.
So yeah, even more reason why Lamar Jackson is going to bounce back and run all over this team.
I strongly believe that the only team the Ravens cannot beat is the Chiefs. So I'm taking the Ravens again this week.
I agree with that. And we don't even know if Terry McLaurin, their best receiver, is going to play. Dwayne Haskins, he's just not good at football, if I'm being honest with you guys. I got to go with the Ravens big.
Yeah, I'm going to say huge shout-out to the Flan Man, Peyton Flannery.
What?
No.
You know what, Peyton? I always love you, but this comment, come on, Peyton, get out of here with this.
My man said Dwayne Haskins, nah. Dwayne Trashkins. I couldn't agree more. He's overrated. He's young, inexperienced. Bright future, maybe. Right now, heck no.
All
I
right.
think Heister's out of his mind.
Let's move on to the next game. We got the Giants, the Duke.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams, Corbin. I'm taking the Rams.
Okay,
All right, next
let
game.
me finish real quick. We are taking the Duke alum Daniel Jones against Hunter's Rams.
In not to mention in the most beautiful stadium on earth, SoFi. Okay.
Tell you what, at least it's not MetLife. MetLife
That's
took
true.
another ACL last weekend.
You know what?
Yeah.
I saw actually the Players Association talking this week. They want to go away with turf in the entire NFL. Don't know how I feel
for
about
that.
but
I'm for that. Grass is a lot safer, and it's actually scientifically proven. But anyway, I am going to have to take the Rams. I just don't think the Giants are good at all.
Yeah, give me the Rams. I mean, it's not really close. Jared Goff has been playing great. I don't think it's very close. The Giants can't run the football. It's a blowout.
I do think my Rams are winning this week. Only thing that kind of scares me is the run situation. Obviously, we have Brown with the broken finger.
Yeah.
Cam Akers is out. So, I mean, what are we gonna do in the run
is
situation there?
Henderson going to have another week like he does last week? We'll see.
I personally don't think he is, but I still feel like they're not losing to the Giants. I don't think the Giants know how to put points on the scoreboard.
I mean, you know what I can say? If there is ever a game for number 99 on that D-line, Aaron Donald, to eat, it's against the Giants O-line. He is going to be unstoppable with one man. When they double coverage him, he's still going to be great this week. I'll definitely take the Rams. I think Jared Goff, I mean, I saw, some early MVP ladders had him at like 10. I think he's been probably 5th or 6th in my MVP race so far. He's been amazing so far, in my opinion. I'll take the Rams.
All right, next game, we got the Patriots versus the Chiefs. Who you guys got in this one?
Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and start us off here. Call me what you want. I'm taking the Patriots to defeat the undefeated Chiefs, send the Super Bowl champs home after a great win of the Ravens. Here's what I'm thinking. Cam Newton has been playing great. He's obviously taking some tough losses to the Seahawks, but I mean he's been playing well, and I just think that he beats the Chiefs.
I couldn't disagree more with
I think he beats the Chiefs.
With what you just said. I think Patrick Mahomes showed last week that he shows up in every single big game. He never disappoints, and he always gets the victory. I mean, it's going to be a really good, close game. I just think Patrick Mahomes is better than Cam Newton in this situation. Not that it's a one-on-one matchup. I just see the Chiefs beating the Patriots this week.
In my opinion, this game all depends on if New England's defense shows up. If they show up, it's going to be a close one. If they don't show up, I think the Chiefs wipe them. But I think I got to go with the Chiefs.
You know, this is a hard one for me, dude, because, like, Mahomes has just, like, he just looks so perfect in big games. But, you know, Lamar's kryptonite and the Ravens' kryptonite has been the Chiefs. Mahomes hasn't been too hot against the Patriots over his career, especially early. He couldn't beat him. And granted, that was with Tom Brady and a totally different team. But I agree with Trey. The defense is going to matter, specifically the secondary. Jonathan Jones, McCourty, and Gilmore with those speedy wide receivers. You know what?
Do it, Heister.
Yeah, I'll take New England. I like how Bill Belichick game plans for this. Frank Clark and Chris Jones are great, but the Patriots have been running pretty well. I think they run well. Come on, Sproles. I'll take New England with you. Yeah.
Pats.
Next game, we got Bills versus the Raiders.
It's going to be a fun one.
Another decent, good game, though. Another decent, good game.
I think it's a really good game, yeah. Josh Allen fighting for that MVP ladder right now. Somebody else start. I don't know about this one.
I got to go with the Bills. I love Josh Allen. I love that defense. Josh Allen, something about him that I've noticed is that he knows how to win football games, and I love him in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Trey. I think the Bills get another dub. Here's my thing with the Raiders. The Raiders' offense, I wouldn't say great, but the Raiders' offense obviously is good. I don't think their defense is good enough to stop a good offense, especially with Josh Allen playing the way he is now. And the Bills have a better defense, so I think they're all around a better team. So I'm going to have to take the Bills on this one.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the Raiders in this one. I think Derek Carr didn't play, amazing last week. Neither did the Raiders as a team. But I think they bounced back. The Bills, honestly, their offense slowed down a little bit last week. They barely got that win. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Raiders are actually going to take the edge in this one.
Yeah, you're right. They did barely get that win last week. They hit a huge, they're on fire coming out the gates and hit a huge stop and just couldn't get anything going. I think Derek Carr could play really well in this one, especially at home, and get the win. But I don't know. I think I'm still going to take the Bills. It's going to be a great game. But Josh Allen looks really good right now. And, frankly, I am in love with Sean McDermott. I think he is an amazing football coach. A little weird, but I love him. He's great. He knows how to coach with Josh Allen. I'll take the Bills.
Next game, we got the Eagles, Carson Wentz, versus the 49ers, Nick Mullins. I think I'll start with this one. Carson Wentz, it might be time for him to hit the curb. Jalen Hurts is back there waiting.
Are you serious right now?
I've never been more serious in my life.
This is the same guy that said Carson Wentz was going to play as his MVP self 2 weeks ago.
That is true.
That was 2 weeks
ago.
Did say. We all saw what Carson Wentz has done. He's done absolutely nothing worth mentioning. Give me the 49ers. Nick Mullins will play better than Carson Wentz this week.
Look, man, obviously I didn't pick the 49ers to win last week because their JV squad is playing for them. But I'll tell you what, that might be the best JV squad I've ever seen. Absolutely blew out the Giants. Eagles, I have to disagree with Trey. Carson Wentz did look bad, missed a lot of throws against the Bengals. But Carson Wentz did have 2 really, really good drives to basically punch out the Bengals last week. So I think he plays a little bit better, but I'm still going to take the 49ers in a close one.
Yeah, I agree. I got the 49ers. I just don't think the Eagles are good enough, even though, like Hunter said, it's basically the 49ers practice squad playing. But I think the 49ers are just good enough.
You know, this one I almost want to take Philly in this one, if I'm being completely honest. I agree. Wentz hasn't been bad. Trey, I don't know if you know, it's October 2nd. We're only through 3 weeks, and you're talking about getting rookie Jalen Hurts. Are you kidding me? That's terrible, Trey. I don't even want to hear that. But I almost want to take Philly in this one, dude. But I'm just going to give the edge to the 49ers. I really want to take Philly. But it's at home for San Francisco. Nick Mullins looked really good last week. I don't know if he looks quite as good this week. I think they'll run the ball a lot. Yeah, I'll take the 49ers, I guess.
I think Nick Mullins looks great this week. He's got 2 more targets back, George Kittle and Deebo Samuel.
Wow.
So if there's any time for him to show up, it's this week.
Wait, so Debo's back now?
I'm also
My
going to
fantasy
mention,
team loves that.
as Kittle is out, Jordan Reed has hit the – and I don't know if he hit the IR or if he's just out for this week, but so they'll lose depth at tight end there. But, yeah.
The
Monday
next
night
game,
game.
we got the Falcons going to Lambeau Field.
Here's my thing.
Guys, it's the Falcons we're talking about versus Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers has been great this year. I mean, obviously, no one can name 3 of his receivers because he just doesn't have the talent.
I can.
No, you can't. Anyway, Alan Lazard is. I'm just kidding. Aaron Rodgers is just looking great. He's flinging the ball 50 yards, rolling out with his eyes closed. He's looking like he can do it all day in his sleep. Aaron Rodgers might be the best quarterback in this league right now, and he's going to lead his team to a win with their great offensive line.
Yeah, here's the reason I'm taking the Packers in this game, okay? The Falcons don't know how to win a football game. The Packers know how to win a football game, which means the Packers win the football game. Okay? That's simple.
Facts.
And in my opinion, when you have Dan Quinn as your head coach, as of right now, you're not going to win football games. The only reason he won that Super Bowl is because of Kyle Shanahan's offense. Kyle Shanahan just lost in the Super Bowl last year. He's a great coach. I do not think that was Dan Quinn's team at all.
You know, every week the Falcons have been coming out hot and going up and losing. You know, I don't think that happens this week. I think they still lose, but I don't even think they take a real lead.
I don't think the Falcons blow a lead. I think they just lose this week.
I 100% agree. I cannot agree more when Hunter said a great offensive line. Their O-line is so amazing. And Rodgers, you know, let's be real. At this age, he can make plays, but he needs time in the pocket.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nico. Last week I was watching the game.
Yeah.
I saw the ball snapped. I went to take a pee. I came back. Rodgers was still in the pocket with time to throw.
Yeah. I mean
come on.
That's how great it is, dude.
Come on.
It must have been a quick pee. But that's how great that is.
He still had time.
Yeah, I'm going to take Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, seriously, he looks the best he has in 5 years. He looks great. I'm going to take Green Bay.
Yeah, the Packers, I mean, don't get me wrong on this. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they look like a Super Bowl team, man. They look tough.
I agree.
Yeah, so anything else you guys want to mention for this week?
No.
Yeah, one thing we just wanted to mention, we only talked about 14 games. One of them was the Broncos game, 15. The 16th game was Pittsburgh and, Tennessee, right, guys?
Yeah, Pittsburgh and the
Tennessee.
Titans.
It has been postponed. They will play it later on in the season. Not sure when. Could be maybe a Saturday or a Tuesday game.
They actually moved it to week 7.
Week 7.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So is that a bye week for them, or I don't know?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, and I saw 3 other players from the Titans tested positive. So I mean, that's just COVID
It's just
taking
a
its
mess.
effect on the NFL. But yeah, hopefully everything goes well there. We just want to mention that. So yeah, I think that's all we got for this week.
I think it's a bold prediction time.
You guys want to throw out a little bold prediction, actually?
Speaking of bold prediction,
Yeah.
guys, I was calling Nico the other day, and I asked him, Trey, Corbin, how do you guys think about this? The whole point standings about the the guessing of the what's it called? Like when you guess the
predictions.
Prediction. Yeah, prediction. That's the word. The one with the P. Prediction. When you guess predictions, how about bold prediction gets a point? How about my Leonard Fournette call? Week 1. Do I get a point for that?
No.
Comment down if you think I should get a point for that Leonard Fournette
Comment a
bold prediction.
thumbs down for Hunter Sproles.
You know what? I don't know how bold it is. It's somewhat bold, I guess. It's not the craziest thing in the world. I think me and Hunter kind of have the same one. We're taking the Patriots over the Chiefs this week. I just think Bill Belichick and that secondary. I think the Chiefs are so deadly because they have such speedy receivers, and Belichick will know how to counter that. So my bold prediction is New England this week.
Yeah, my bold prediction is kind of like Nico's. It's not really super bold. Like, I wouldn't want to point for this, but I think the Bears are gonna beat the Colts again. It's not bold because the Bears are 3-0, but the Colts obviously with their good secondary this week, and the Bears with their backup quarterback playing. So we'll see.
My bold prediction, I've gone with like a team play every week so far, but this week I got to go with Deebo Samuel coming back against the Eagles. Give him 100 yards and a touchdown.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, we're kind of coming with some weak sauce with our bold predictions. Mine's not too bold either, because I know Trey also. I think Trey agreed with me. Are you taking the Raiders over the Bills?
I am not.
Did anyone else take the Raiders over the Bills?
Wait, now that's just you, Fletcher.
Okay, so it is a bold
literally
prediction. I'm
just
taking the
you,
Raiders
Fletcher.
over the Bills.
You know, and if you don't mind, I'm going to throw another one out there. I really, really like what I've seen from Justin Herbert so far. I think he battles with the greatest quarterback to ever play this week. I don't think he wins. I think he battles all day long, though, with Tom Brady. So that's one I'm going to throw out there.
All right.
So, yeah, I know we're all hyped up for this week. We will be back on Wednesday for the new episode recapping and giving our thoughts on the week. So, and next week, stay tuned because next week we got a great segment coming up. It'll be the quarter of the year mark for the NFL seasons. We're going to give MVP predictions, Defensive Player of the Year, our top 5 teams. It's going to be a great episode, so stay tuned for that. As always, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Boyz Makin Noise, and also on YouTube, The Boyz Makin Noise podcast. Make sure you subscribe and check us out on there. And yeah, we're the boys, and we're making noise.